here. The porcini have been simmering in a little pot for about an hour. So I took the stock and strained it. And here are the mushrooms. After this, I'm going to chop up the mushrooms. And I already have my vegetables prepped. So in a Dutch oven on medium heat, I preheat some oil and butter, and then I'm going to throw these vegetables in to saute, and while they're sauteing, I'm going to chop the mushrooms. So I chopped up the mushrooms. Now, if you're not a fan of this texture, then I would suggest not rehydrating the mushrooms, but instead, when they're still dry, grinding them in the spice mill, and then using like baby bellas and slicing them and putting them in, and then sprinkle the porcini powder over them. So that would give them the flavor of the porcini, but you wouldn't have the texture. I grew up with it, so I'm okay with it, but it's, you know, not a typical mushroom texture. I add salt and pepper to this, and I will also add some red pepper flake, but that's optional. We like red pepper flake in this. Okay, at this point, when it looks like this, it's soft and translucent, I'm going to add the mushrooms and then grate a clove of garlic over it and mix it, and then continue sauteing it for a couple of minutes. The mushrooms have been cooking for a few minutes. They're developing a little bit of color. And at this point, I'm going to start adding the porcini stock. So I forgot to say, when I was rehydrating the mushrooms, I added salt to salt the stock. For a little 3-quart pot like this, I did a tablespoon. So there's a tablespoon of salt in here, and I salted the vegetables, so then when we add the water, it should be okay, and the stock that I have is not salted.